Yo, what's up guys? So today in this video I was going to talk about Tomb Raider the Definitive Edition, so the first one that ever came out. It's a reboot of the older series, and I wanted to talk about if it's still worth it playing it in 2022. So the game came out on March 5th, 2013, so it's nearly close to a decade old now. And some people still haven't played it, and I just wanted to make a video with the updated, because I didn't play it for a while and I just barely recently beat it. I never grew up with Tomb Raider at all, so it was a fresh start for me. But I was gonna section this video into 4 different categories of what I think was good about the game. There's not too many cons, I think, but I'm not that much of a hater on things. But the 4 sections I was going to do were gameplay, story, the cost of the game, then ratings of what it would be. So for the first section, which would be gameplay, I personally think the gameplay was overall pretty good for 2013. Yeah, there were probably games with better gameplay, and if you like magic or something like that, then it's not for you. But overall, I think it was really cool with the gameplay, with just using a bow, and the bow is used for nearly 70% of things, and it has all these different things, and then it also has that Uncharted feel with the guns. The AIs aren't really hard to kill at all. It really isn't a challenging game at all. The movement was alright. There wasn't running. That's the only genuine problem I had. I'm gonna keep this spoiler free so that you don't just get spoiled, because that's very frustrating. But I think the gameplay was overall right. I did not like there was no running and you just had to keep rolling, because when I was playing this game, it kind of had an addicting thing to it where the missions wouldn't stop, so I just wanted to keep going. And when I couldn't run and I just had to spam roll, I don't know, that just bothered me. That was the most annoying thing about the gameplay. Everything else I did not have a problem with. I know other people might have problems with it, but I didn't have any problems with it. Okay, so for story, I think the story was one of my favorites out of the trilogy. So they pretty much get stranded on an island, and by a random catastrophe that happens, and Laura, which is the main character, searches for her friends. And before this, you were studying, this is normally in the synopsis, you were studying Himiko, kind of like a goddess, I don't know. But overall, the story was really interesting. I've always thought Lara Croft is a pretty interesting character in general, and you see her just go through her troubles and all that. I don't know, the story was good. I don't know exactly how to explain it spoiler free, because I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. But the story was pretty good. I don't know if it's the best out of the 3, but I personally liked it, so I guess you can go off that. I don't know. But overall, the cost of the game for most people would be around $20 in the USD. At least that's for me. And then some people might be 30, 40, depending on where you are. It just depends. But the cost of the game overall, for the amount it takes to get the cost of the game, it takes 11.5 hours. So go off that. I personally think the cost of the game isn't too expensive. Some games are $60 and they'll be 5 hours. That's Spider-Man Miles Morales right there. And you spend all this time trying to beat the game, and then you just you waste your money because it was not long enough. But this game has a lot of replayability, and there's even a multiplayer. I was gonna make another video on that because I found that very interesting, because it's the only one with multiplayer. But overall, the cost of the game is pretty reasonable, and if you were debating on buying it, it's worth the price in my opinion. So for the ratings, So the online ratings of them is for Steam, it's a 9.0 if you want to go off that, and for IGN it's a 9.1. So really, really high ratings for a game. Like, I think one of the highest rating games are like 9.7. So it's really high, and for good reasoning. The graphics are beautiful, the soundtracks are beautiful, the story is good, the characters are intriguing, the gameplay is intriguing. There's a little flaws, like I didn't like the sliding, but overall there's not many flaws in the game. And I really enjoyed the game. I found myself addicted to the game and constantly playing it and wanting to, like, I don't know, I just couldn't stop playing it, if that makes any sense. But overall, I really did enjoy the game. And if I were to give the game a rating out of like a 1 out of 10, maybe like a 8.5 out of 10. That's my rating for the game.